Thanks for staying with us. Let us take a few comments. Somebody says, everything has its own life, including marriage. Once the marriage dies, the marriage life is gone. In another part of the country, couples are used to auri yamutu. That is, marriage died. The auri is marriage and can die at any time. Says, please ask Madam Miriam to explain further.
Auri yamutu. Okay, marriage is dead. It has died. Okay.
So I guess there's a few more comments.
So Gania AO says, kids know, my kids know when something is wrong, so we will adjust fast before they start asking questions. Mount Rushmore says, Mommy YK, no matter how crisis reading a marriage is better than a broken one. No matter what, just keep going. The children will appreciate it. Learn and make amends in their marriages. I beg to differ on that.
I was going to
because if it's by like that, that means a lot of people who today are okay, survived some of these marriages, and also survived some of these homes will not be doing okay. They will not be, they will be in a mental home, the way you people paint it. It's not about, so the thing is, the first idea we had was a man and a woman figure together is what makes the home. Now we are understanding that it's not just about the figure, man and woman, it's about the healthy, the well-being of the man and the woman that are coming together to make the home. So if the man is dysfunctional and the woman is dysfunctional and they are together, they will have dysfunctional children. That's how we should look at it. So it's not about my father and my mother are still living together and they are toxic and you carry all those narcissistic behaviors into your own family tomorrow and into the society tomorrow. We have a lot of people who came from, so to speak, good homes because their parents are together and they have the worst of characters. So how do we measure that?
Let me stay on you for a second, because when we say toxic, we think of things, bad behavior that is being expressed. But I'd like you to touch on the fact that there are some bad behaviors that are subtle, that I was trying to allude to earlier. Because there's some women that are staying in marriages that, okay, yes, maybe the kids can sense it, but they have chosen just to keep quiet. So maybe he doesn't allow you to have a phone, doesn't allow you to, doesn't give you money, gives you, you know, he's very, very overbearing in everything he does with you. He has sort of, you've been cowered into being, being a shadow of your own self, in your own home. When you go outside, you have a nice, oh, Mrs. Lagbaja. When you're in your house, you're nothing.
You're walking on eggshells.
Walking on eggshells. Yeah. So, and people are thinking, okay, at least your kids are growing up.
He's not beating you.
He's not beating you. Yeah, you're living in a mansion. You are traveling, you're coming back and forth. So what exactly is your problem? So that's why women are saying, let me endure till the end. At least I have a home.
So let me touch on that. You know, when we talk about abuse, the abuse we see most of the time is the physical abuse, where they are giving you bass boots, you are carrying black eye and wearing dark glasses and hiding and lying that you were the one that hit yourself when you were walking towards the door. You did not see the door. That's not all about abuse. There are some abuses that are very subtle in the way that compassion is taken away from you. So they may not be shouting and screaming in the house, but as a woman, you are not free to express. You cannot talk to Daddy Wa. You cannot, do anything that you want to do. You do not have a life of your own. Once Daddy Wa comes back, the atmosphere, like she just mentioned, changes. Everybody just, there's no love. Daddy Wa does not use nice words. Daddy Wa does not hug you, peck you. The children don't see any form of love. It's still a form of abuse. Because now the children grow up in such an environment, absorbing all those things, and then they translate it into further relationships when they grow, thinking that is the life. That is how, that's how my father... Exactly. That was how my father was. So that was how my this was.
Yeah, so you have a daughter who would seek a man who doesn't love or validate her because that's what she saw as expressing.
Growing up. Her self-esteem is damaged.
Generational passing.
Yes, because
it's damaged.
There can be silent treatment. I think the silent treatment is
worse.
Yes. Because when you don't talk to me, and what if I'm a talkative person and I want to be talking to you, I want to be gisting with you, and you just say,
you have started again.
Where's my food? So that's what I will endure for 30 years.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to bring up disturbed children.
Yeah, of course. Let me take Engineer Kudayomi. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to react to the comment of an earlier caller that said that when men grow older, they become nuts. I disagree with that totally. I've been listening to the conversation. And two things I want to say, and my comment is based on these two things, is that when women become more empowered, as Miriam said earlier on, there are things that they no longer take in the home. They are no longer submissive to the husband. So that might be one of the reasons why this marriage crashed. You see, so, and also I want to tell everybody that has to listen, never should a man go to live under the roof of a woman. Thank you very much.
Okay, so he's thinking that there's a possibility that she's no longer submissive because she's grown older, maybe because of her wealth. And he's saying that the man shouldn't go and live under a roof of a woman. That's another angle. But somebody here is saying, I think it's even him, saying that a man's nature becomes deeper with age. A kind man becomes kinder. The toxic one becomes more toxic. The only thing that changes men in old age is weakness or illness.
How about women?
Or age. Women...
What happens?
We are only speaking from the women's angle. We're not speaking from the men's
I would
angle.
like to know.
I have another person here, for Otumba Karim, says the right name for marriage should have been manage.
No.
Everybody from their own perspective.
No,
but this is
please.
Otumba Karim's perspective. It is manage because there are twists and turns, many curves and many potholes.
Yes.
As for the Alakijas, whatever happened, the most important thing is for the duo to live to the fullest of their years ordained by God for each of them peacefully. Honestly, a lot are happening in marriages, but for me, it is the marriage that can be endured for 3 decades, meetings that the rest require perseverance and understanding. Somebody else says...
My father used to say... My father was very negative about marriage.
Are you serious?
For someone who married 27 wives, this marriage that is that is, you have taken wahala and you are looking at it like this.
Sorry,
that's what fella used to say.
I have another person say the Alakijas have been married for over 40 years. They have kids over 40 years old. He's 80 plus and she's 72 plus.
Yeah.
It's more than meets the eye. The actual trigger was something she did or from something else or from, I don't know. I don't know what happens, but we all...
But would you call this a good run?
Yeah, you've lived.
Must you get to the end together?
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, that must we get to the end line? And, must we end it together? Some people
we want to, but even if it doesn't happen and you run for 30...
and you have
been
amazing
doing one thing for 30 to 40 years. You are a master.
Exactly.
You try.
That's another way of looking at it.
You try.
Master.
You're not a failure. You try.
Yeah. So let's not cry.
Finally, the marriage, 30 to 40. You've been with one person for 30 to 40 years.
Don't try.
You need an award for that. You try.
Okay. So there's something about
you do 30 years now, you will be asking for an award.
You're not getting
No.
Yeah.
Give me an award every 10 years. Oh. Give me, no, it's a lot. Give me an award every 10 years. My 20 years, you will give me an award on this table. So what I'm trying to say is...
Who did it with you that will give you an award?
Are you
Our special guest is here.
What I'm just trying to say is, so that we don't end up calling everything that doesn't work the way we want it to work failure, because we really do not know at the end of the day. Should we not say, okay, they did a good run, we were expecting them to get to the end, but that's also okay.
Okay, do you know what my question will be to end this? Is it only perfect marriages that stay?
Which marriage is perfect?
No.
Because there is no marriage that is perfect. Even birds quarrel. Husband and wife birds, they quarrel.
Anyway, let's bring in our guest.
There are more questions than answers.
I have a few comments before we get into our own.
Right?
Stay with us, we'll be right back.